The moment that phone rang on the 12th day, I felt something tear open inside my chest, because by then, we were all sure Brandon was gone. Dead, lost, vanished into the dark fields of Marshall County. But hearing that ringtone again, hearing his ringtone, it felt like something alive was clawing its way back into our world. And the worst part, I was the one who picked up the call. I still remember the night he disappeared, the night my best friend simply walked off a gravel road and dissolved into the darkness like he had never existed. People talk about mysteries with cold voices, like they're puzzles on paper, but when it's someone you know, someone whose laughter still echoes in your head, the mystery becomes a wound that doesn't stop bleeding. I was the last person to hear Brandon's voice before everything went wrong. I replay that call every night, even now. He sounded frustrated at first, not scared, not yet. Just annoyed that his car had slid into a ditch after a late night drive from a friend's graduation party. "I can't believe this, man," he said, and I could hear him kicking the ground. "I swear this road wasn't supposed to turn." He insisted he knew exactly where he was, said he could see the lights of town in the distance. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't panicking. He wasn't confused. He was just Brandon, calm, stubborn, confident. He called his parents for help, told them to follow the gravel road, said he'd flash his phone light so they could spot him. They drove out immediately. I stayed on the phone with him until they got close. But then he went silent. Not because the call dropped, not because of bad signal. He just stopped responding, like someone had pressed mute on his whole world. His parents never found him on that road. I remember telling myself he probably wandered a bit and lost track of where he was. People get turned around in the dark, right? It happens. Except the area he described didn't match where his car was actually found. He said he saw town lights, but his car was discovered more than 20 miles away, near a field where no lights were visible at all. That discrepancy was the first wrong thread in the fabric, and once it was pulled, everything else followed. The search went on for days. K-9 units, helicopters, hundreds of volunteers. Those wide Minnesota fields swallowed sound like a mouth. I walked with the search teams, calling his name until my voice broke. Nothing, not a shoe, not a piece of clothing, not so much as a phone case. It was like the earth had taken him back, and then the phone started ringing. It was his dad who first noticed it. Instead of going straight to voicemail, the line was active, ringing, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6. Enough to make hope flare painfully in your chest. They tried again, and again, and again. It rang for 5 days. People said it was normal, some kind of glitch, a technical anomaly, a tower misrouting signals. But the tech experts we asked said the opposite. A phone doesn't ring unless it's powered, unless it's connecting, unless it's alive somewhere. We tracked the pings, but they bounced between towers unpredictably, as if the phone wasn't staying still, as if someone, or something, was moving with it. On the 12th day, the call came to me. I stared at the screen so long the ringtone started to distort in my ears. How do you answer a call you believe is coming from the dead? My hand trembled so hard I nearly dropped the phone. "Hello," my voice cracked. No answer, just a faint rhythmic sound, a kind of soft static, like someone brushing their thumb over a microphone. But underneath that, I swear to God, I heard breathing. Slow, uneven, almost wet. "Tell me honestly, what would you do if your missing friend's phone called you after 12 days? Would you stay on the line? Would you hang up? Would you say their name? Because I did. Brandon, if that's you, say something." There was a click. Something shifted in the background, a scraping sound like metal dragging across concrete. Then nothing. Silence, and after nearly 40 seconds, The call ended on its own. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. All I could think was, if the phone was ringing, why couldn't we locate it? Why did every ping scatter across miles of farmland? Why did the sound on the call feel too close, too enclosed, like it wasn't outdoors at all? 2 days later, the sheriff called me. They'd found something, not Brandon, not even his belongings, just one thing. Deep in a thicket near the Yellow Medicine River, a section of earth that looked freshly disturbed. Not a grave, more like something had tunneled upward and broken through the ground from below. Officials said it was probably an animal den collapsing. But I saw the shape, the long, narrow tear in the soil, the way the roots were pushed upward, not down. Like something had surfaced. That's when I remembered the sound I heard during the call. Not wind, not footsteps. Scraping. They shut down the search soon after. Officially, they said he fell into the river and drowned. Unofficially, everyone knew the story didn't add up. Phones don't ring underwater for 12 days. Signals don't jump between towers unless something is moving them. Breathing doesn't echo like that unless it's contained like inside a narrow space, like inside a tunnel, a shaft, a cavity beneath the earth, a place you could fall into and never climb out of. Weeks passed, then months. The calls never came again. The phone never turned up. Neither did Brandon. I still live close to the fields. And sometimes, usually in the early morning when the fog hangs low, I hear sounds from that direction. A dull thud, a muffled vibration. Once, I could have sworn I heard a ringtone drifting across the cold air. People say grief makes you hear things. Maybe that's true. But sometimes, late at night, I swear my phone lights up for a split second. Like someone tried calling but stopped before the first ring. And every time it happens, I feel the same coldness I felt on day 12. Holding a line filled with breathing from somewhere deep, dark, and impossible. If you've made it this far into my story, tell me what you think really happened to Brandon. Do you believe he fell? Do you think someone took him? Or do you think there are places beneath our feet that we're not meant to find? Thanks for watching. If you want more true mystery stories like this, don't forget to like the video, drop your theories in the comments, share it with someone who loves cold cases, and subscribe for more stories every week. Trust me, the next one is even darker.